ba bum bum. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Hello, everybody. Sorry I am a little late. Oh, crap. I am a little bit behind, as you can tell. Oofda. So bear with me. It was one of those days where nothing really kind of went according to plan. And so I am just getting set up here. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? Timothy. Kira. All right. What a day. Hang in there, everyone. I'm almost there. Almost there. All righty. Whoop-da. Ta-da. Hello, everyone. Hey, Emerald, you are number 1 on the list. Okay, so hi, everybody. I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman. And welcome to Monday Mini Medicine Card Readings. We are going to do some reading as soon as I get set up here. I kind of fell asleep. Esperanza, hey, how are you? It's good to see you. All right, let's see what we can do here. Oh, hello. Say hi to Maya for me. And, oh, hey, Sage. No problem. We'll see you next week. Oh, my God. I am so disorganized tonight. Thank you for your patience. Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Okay. All right. Try to set it so you don't see the top of the curtain. Ha-ha! All righty. So hello, everyone. Again, forgive me for being a little bit late. I kind of fell asleep and couldn't wake up. Ha! It's a full moon and a lunar eclipse. Don't I know it? It has been such weird energy lately. So anyway, thank you everyone for joining me. Esperanza, did you want a card? So if you're new here, the way this works is the first 6 people to comment yes get a 1 card reading with the medicine card deck. And if we have more than 6, kind of interesting. There's this week and last week there weren't as many people on, so awesome. Oh, hey Valerie. Okay, I'll put you in parentheses. Hey Melanie. Okay, awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, so it might just be a small, intimate group tonight, which is totally okay. So, again, if you're new here, the only thing, if you want a 1 card reading, all you need to do is comment yes, and the first 6 people to do so get a 1 card reading. And if we have more than that, once the first 6 slots are filled, then all you need to do is choose a number between 1 and 6. And I promise you, in the eloquent way that the universe has, that your message will be dovetailed, woven into whoever else's message that is on that card, if that makes sense. So, thank you for joining me. And the only price I ask for this is if you would please share my video. Share it on your own page, or you can tag someone in the comments, whatever you'd like to do. But I ask that you please share it. And if you enjoy my work and would like to reciprocate a little more, if you get something out of the reading, I do have my PayPal and Venmo information. Maya wants a card? Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Melanie. Thanks for sharing. What was I saying? And I'm still, well, I'm recovering from COVID, so part of me, I'm a little more tired than I normally am. She can have a card all to herself, Esperanza. You don't have to give anything up. So, anyway. 1, 2, 3. So we do have 5 people. Awesome, awesome. And I know Sage popped on and said she couldn't be here this week, but I'm going to put her down in parentheses. In case, if no one else comes, I'm going to pull a card for her as well. So, all right. Why don't we get started, huh? All right, so Emerald. You're welcome, Esperanza. Emerald, card number 1. Emerald, card number 1 is Black Panther. I had to giggle because I know that's one of your totems. Oh, hey, Roulette. Yay. I have 1 spot left. Well, Valerie said she would give hers up if no one else. So, actually, if you and Joe want a card, I can put you on the list. I'm going to give you cards anyway because I miss you guys. I'm going to do one for both of you. Valerie actually had me put her down in parentheses in case no one else showed up tonight because it was getting to a slow start. But you guys just got in under the wire. Thank you, Valerie, for giving up your card. Anyway, okay, so card number 1. I'm a little distracted tonight. I'm kind of like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So card number 1 for Emerald is Black Panther, which I know is your totem. And you're doing it, dude. This is the infinity of yourself, looking back at yourself. This is you looking in the mirror. This is your deepest self, essential, original, divine self looking back at you as a reflection in the mirror. You're doing it. And that's where it's like, that's all I keep getting is that, you know, not that life is not linear, right? And we have goals and we have growth. And so there's always more growth to become, right? And so we never, because it's not a perfection thing. It's not about that there's some template and we're trying to fill this template, right? We come into this life and there is no template. We are here to create. You know, like even in the Bible, you know, it says that we were created in God's image. But technically, God, divine creator, whatever you want to call them, has no image. And the essence of the divine is, like I said, creator, right? That's why I call him, her creator, because that's the essence. That is so awesome, Emerald. Emerald says he did such a huge release and finally felt proud of his work. That's exactly what this is. It's Black Panther showing up in your mirror to reflect back to let you know that you've arrived. Okay? But like I was saying, it's like there isn't some point where we're perfect, where we reach the state of perfection, because the nature of creation is to create, and we are creators. And so rather than trying to fill in the blanks of something, we are every moment on the leading creative edge of reality. And we are making it up as we go along, and that's the way it's meant to be. It's like we have infinite paths ahead of us. Nothing is ever set in stone. It's like we are free, we are creators, we are part of Creator. We are part of the original Mother Goddess of the universe, giving birth to new things. And so, and what I love is that I've told some of you know that one of my spirit guides, my upper world shamanic spirit teacher, is Mr. Rogers. And he's always, he's, you know, my whole life he's been telling, you're perfectly just the way you are, right? He's telling us you're perfect just the way you are. But that perfection is not a perfection of getting to a completion point. That perfection is about wholeness, about completeness in the moment. And it doesn't preclude being perfect in the next moment and the next moment, creating new things. It's like every moment is absolutely perfect the way it is. But it's not a perfection that you reach and you're done, right? Like I was watching there's a show on Gaia TV that with Matthias DiStefano, and he was on this whole long pilgrimage thing, and Spirit was guiding him to do these things and open these vortexes and all this stuff. And at one point he realized that, you know, up to that point he was looking for the answers. He was in search of the answers. He wanted to know the answers. And he finally realized that that's not what he's looking for. He's looking for more questions, because questions are the curious, our inborn curious nature. We're curious by design. In fact, I saw a scientist talking, just a regular, normal scientist, not a woo-woo one even, but they were talking about what we could expect when we meet alien races. And the scientist said, well, the one thing that is common to all life is curiosity. And it's true. It's like, it's that curiosity that draws us forward. I mean, yes, we want the answers, But the answers we're seeking give us more questions. We don't want to reach a place of completion. We think in linear terms. We think we want to get to a place of completion, to be perfect, and then we're done, right? Like heaven, like the whole idea of toiling and suffering through your lifetime, because then you're going to reach heaven and everything's going to be perfect. And then what? It's going to get boring after a while, right? We are the creators, the manifestors, the shaker-uppers, right? We're creating, we've got, like in our society, for instance, we've come as far as we could with certain ideas, with certain systems, and that's why they're collapsing now, because we did everything we could with those systems. We went as far as we could, and now they're starting to collapse as the more inclusive awareness and awakening, non-duality and all of that is starting to rise, because we hit the perfection point of that society. I couldn't go any further. And it's like when you hit that peak, there's no place to go but down. And so, but we are not linear. We are not a pyramid. We are a circle. We continue to go around and around and around and around. So, good job, Amaral. That's not, and what I just said, that's not to say that we don't recognize and celebrate the points in our lives where we do arrive, you know. That's part of the, you know, awareness, forgetting, remembering, forgetting, right? And so it's like we level up. It's like, phew, that was a really tough level. That was a really tough chapter of my life. All right, what's next? And you start over again with on the shoulders of everything you've learned and experienced up to that point. So, wow, am I long-winded tonight? So that is card number 1. Esperanza, you have card number 2. So I hope that all made sense. Congratulations, Amaral, on leveling up, of hitting, basically hitting one of those milestones. It's like you arrive at your destination, right, when you're on vacation, but you don't stay there, right? It's a milestone on the road, but it is a place worthy of, awesome, I'm glad. You're welcome, Amaral. You arrive at your vacation spot, and that is reason for celebration, right? Oh, good. Hey, Joe. All right. So card number 2 for Esperanza. Holy cow. Esperanza, you got Eagle. I think tonight, the way tonight is shaping up, it's going to be a night of validation and celebration. Eagle is basically great spirit, right? This is your divine self. And so again, just like the last card, Esperanza, it's like, I'm not sure what you've been doing or what's been happening in your life, but something has shifted, Maya knew it was going to be eagle. Take this as a sign of well done, of you have, just like eagle, you have achieved a certain altitude, a certain perspective up above the rest of the world, the rest of your life. It's like you have, even though, you know, to you, like I always think about how eagle's up there, to what we're looking up at eagle, and we're so inspired, and he's so beautiful. Grandfather Eagle, he just sitting there, just floating, right? But, and from his perspective up there in the air, it's like you've got wind coming at you, you've got different breezes and thermals, and so he's probably up there going, whoa, 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 right? We're looking up and we just see this. And so what I'm trying to say is that just because things might still be shaky and you might not have everything figured out or settled, doesn't preclude the fact that you have leveled up, okay? We tend to forget, we don't give ourselves the same grace that we give other people. So give yourself the congratulations, you know, and this goes for the last card too, for Emerald, the Black Panther and everything. Set aside a time, even if it's just 10, 15 minutes, a half hour, like go sit down and have a chai or a tea or a coffee or a milkshake or something to recognize, right? When we hit these milestones, it's important to stop and recognize. We have to acknowledge. Otherwise, we're still spinning our wheels. If we're constantly on to the next thing, right? It's like, boom, boom. Then you're just going to wear yourself out because all you're doing is exhaling. You're never inhaling. And you can't breathe if all you're doing is exhaling, right? So allow yourself to breathe. It's not part of this deck, but along with eagle, what I'm picking up is cormorant, who is another bird. We have them here in Seattle, down at the docks, at the piers and everything. And they're a diving bird. And they're able to dive deeper than most birds. But part of the reason is because they don't have the oil on their wings that most birds do, that most diving birds do, right? And that allows them to go deeper, and their bones are heavier than most birds. So they're able to dive deeper, to get at the core of things, to get deeper to the rich bed of resources that other people can't reach, right? But when they come up to the top again, when they come back up out of the water, you've probably, if you've gone on the ferry, you've seen them on the pier sitting there, those black birds that just stand there on the piers with their wings open, right? Because they don't have the same oil in their wings that most water birds do, they come up and they dry their wings in the sun. They're celebrating, right? It's like if they kept diving and diving and diving and they never dried their wings off, they would end up sinking and drowning. But they purposely, once they get what they're hunting, what they're feeding on, they come back up and they rest and they celebrate. They face into the sun with their arms open wide, saying, "Thank you. I am worthy of celebration." there are parts of me that are worth celebrating. So celebrate yourself. I think that's the main, and like they say about, I always get this saying backwards sometimes, but energy flows where consciousness goes, right? So if we're constantly focused, putting our consciousness on what's not good about us, what's not right, what we need to fix, or where we're going, then the energy is going to keep flowing outward, and it's just this vicious cycle of continually getting more and more exhausted until we sink to the bottom and drown. So make sure that you're taking time to focus on your victories, right? Let me grab something real quick. I've shown this before, but it's worth showing again because I find it such a powerful tool. I made this. It's a bison rib, and it's a bison rib bow. It's like it's a ceremonial bow, but each of these eagle feathers is some challenge that I've overcome. And so, and I'm actually in the process of creating a new one because I'm going through a shift, a transition, an initiation like nothing I have ever experienced before. It's really like taking me to my knees, taking me to my core. And so I'm actually in the process of making another one of these. And for every challenge I overcome, whatever it is, like I just had oral surgery, which is why I'm talking funny. I had just had COVID, etc. For each of those, I'm going to give myself a feather so that this hangs on my wall. And when I forget who I am or how far I've come or what I've come through, I look at this and it's like, look at all the things I have come through. Look at all the battles that I've survived. And that's actually those big war bonnets that the Native Americans wear with all the eagle feathers. Every feather on one of those bonnets is a battle that that person has survived. So give yourself, however you can, like a physical reminder. Every time you come through a challenge, give yourself a feather or a stone or something that you can sit on, like on your altar, on your wall, as a visual reminder of how strong you are, of how far you've come, right? Because otherwise, everything is up here, and it's like, yeah, I came through some stuff, I accomplished some things, but whatever, I still have to get this one done, right? And so when you give yourself that visual thing, it brings you back into this reality. It pulls you out of the head space to appreciate and brings you back to reality about that. No, these are my milestones. These are the different, this is like, the people that go to the different tourist places and get spoons or t-shirts or whatever. These are like my t-shirts from the different, like my pilgrimage. In the Middle Ages, when people would go on pilgrimages, that's where the word souvenir comes from. There would be some sort of souvenir that they would get at each of the places of pilgrimage to take with them, so that as proof and as a reminder of what they had accomplished. So view your life as a pilgrimage rather than as something to get done and over with, right? An adult star chart. I'm not sure what you mean, Valerie. But anyway, I hope that makes sense, Esperanza. I hope you realize what an amazing person, what an amazing mom you are. All the things that you have accomplished, and you don't just go, oh, but that's just me. That's, you know, we tend to downplay, oh, that's just me. I'm good at that. Like I'm an artist, I'm a cartoonist, and people are like, oh my God, that's so good. I'm like, I took no time or energy at all. It just comes naturally to me. And we tend to downplay those things that come naturally to us. But that's our gift, and that is what we are meant to share. That is our gift to the world, right? So celebrate yourself. Celebrate your talents, your gifts. Celebrate what you love in the world, because what you love... Oh, I get it, Valerie. You're so welcome, Esperanza. Okay, Valerie mentioned an adult star chart, and I was like, star chart, like, I'm thinking like on the movie A Knight's Tale, where they talk about, can a man change his stars? I'm thinking astrology and stuff, but Valerie was talking about, like, you know, when you're a kid and you finish some project or whatever, and they give you a star on your chart. Give yourself stars. You know, have a big, like, like a vision board or something, and create your goals and your intentions, list them, and maybe instead of crossing things off your list, put a star on them instead to show you that I did it. I know, I love Alan Tudyk in that movie. That's one of my favorite, that's one of my top 10 movies. I think that's the first place I ever saw Alan Tudyk. All right, so card number 3. You know, I am going to pop Maya up to the next one, if you guys don't mind. Because I know it's getting late, and Maya's just a young'un. I don't know what her bedtime is, so... Maya, this one is for you. Card number 3. Whoa. Okay. I knew a card jumped out. And it disappeared. Maya, you got Mountain Lion. Card number 3. Okay, so tonight is like, I feel like tonight is graduation or something. It's like an award ceremony, and everyone's receiving their awards for what they've accomplished. My Mountain Lion is about leadership. It's about becoming a leader, but not a leader who has followers, because a true... I figured she was patiently waiting as friends. Mountain Lion is the kind of natural leader that inspires the leader in other people, if that makes sense. So for Mountain Lion is an apex predator, meaning that they're at the top of the food chain, right? They hunt and no one else hunts them. No one feeds on them. They're not prey. And so they are, if you want to think of it, kind of the royalty of the forest. And so Mountain Lion is kind of like the queen of the forest, right? And so she doesn't have to ask permission. Esperanza's going to love when I say all this. Doesn't ask permission. She doesn't have to justify herself. And her heart is her authority. A leader is someone who follows their heart. Because, and I've said this so many times, but it bears repeating, our heart is what connects us to Creator, to Goddess, to God, whatever you call it. And our heart is also what connects us to the heart of all humanity, all beings, right? Our heart is our hub of connection. And so when you live from your heart, you're basically listening to Creator. You're following your intuition. You're following your inspiration. And what happens, because we are all connected heart to heart, when you follow your heart, you're raising the frequency of all things. We're all connected. Like the tide raises all ships. So when you raise your frequency, you are raising the frequency of humanity, of the earth, of all beings. And you make it that much easier for others to follow their own hearts. So, good job, Maya. Being that mountain lion, mountain lions are very territorial. They don't take crap from anybody. They know their boundaries and they defend those boundaries, right? They hiss and they scream. Mountain lion is actually the largest, or how do I say it? It's still considered a large cat, but it's kind of in that transitional place in catdom, where you have cats that can purr, and then you have cats that can roar. And mountain lion is the biggest of the purring cats. Mountain lion can't actually roar. It has something to do with the throat, how the throat is put together or something, but a cat can either purr or they can roar. And so that's why mountain lion screams. When you hear that scream of the panther in movies and stuff, that's the mountain lion's version of the roar. And I don't know why I went on that tangent, but you are very able to express yourself, to hold your ground, and it's that ability. So here's the cool thing. It's that ability to defend your territory, to set boundaries, and to communicate, right? The teeth and the claws and the hissing, those aren't instigators of violence. That is a communication form to avoid violence, right? And so you're able to express your dissatisfaction. You're able to express how you feel, which then allows, it allows the other person or people to know where you stand and what they will encounter if they continue to badger you or whatever, right? So, and it's that ability to hold your ground, to defend yourself, that allows you to still be the soft, cuddly, purring kitten at the same time that you're this big, rough, and ready mountain lion. It's the masculine and the feminine intertwined. So, good job, Maya. I'm glad you could join us. It's so good to see you here. Even if I can't see you. So I hope you have a wonderful night. And thanks for joining us. All right. So, Melanie, you are card number 4. And if anyone has come in late, we do have our 6 spots filled, but that doesn't mean you are out of luck. If you want to just choose a number between 1 and 6. We're halfway through. We're on to, no, wait, did I say 4 or 3? We're on card number 4. It is very catty tonight, huh? You're so welcome, Maya. Come see me again. Come hang out. All right, so Melanie, card number 4. All right, Melanie, you got grouse in reverse. So grouse, when grouse comes up, the first word in my head is dance. Grouse dance. They do a spiral dance. And they drum their wing. Someone was calling me. I don't know if you could hear the phone ringtone or not, but I knew that I was going to talk to someone today, and I knew they were going to call during my video, but that's okay. I'll call her back. So grouse is the dancer. And the phrase that popped into my head is from another, I guess it's a movie night. There's a movie called Men with Brooms, and it's a Canadian movie about this curling team, and it's hilarious. That's in my top 10 as well. So I guess we're getting my top 10 movie selections tonight. But one of the things they say on that is, when you're on thin ice, you might as well dance. When grouse is in reverse, it tends to feel like to me, it's that feeling of overwhelm, of everything pressing in on you, preventing you from being who you want to be. And so grouse comes in, the little tornado, the twister, that spiral dance, to shake things up, to shake everything off of you, to remember that, like I mentioned from the beginning tonight, that you are a creator, that you are the one in charge of your life, of what happens, that you are a sovereign divine being. And no matter what happens around you, that sanctity of your divinity is untouched, that nothing can take away from you who you are, and that rather than like being creators, being the movers and shakers that we are, the light workers, the healers, we came to change the world. And so remember your purpose. Remember, you came here to dance. You came here, it's like a dual mission. You came here to be your absolute authentic self, to dance your dance, to beat the drum of your rhythm, to, I always point out that red spot on his neck right there is an air sac. And there's another one on the other side. And when they're dancing, those air sacs blow up bigger than their heads. And so it's like dancing and with your true colors showing, right? And it's like to remind you that you're here to shake things up. You're not here to kowtow to the way things have been. You're here to shake things up. And so remember that you are one of the ones that keeps the energy moving. Don't let the outside world hold you down. Be the Tasmanian devil, right? Shake things up. And so okay, I got off on another tangent. So the dual purpose, number one, you came here to prove to yourself that you could do that. You came here to experience the contradictions and the things that try to tell you you're less than, but through that resistance, like they talk about an airplane can't fly unless it's got the resistance of the wind coming at it, right? So you came in to find who you are within that resistance of the world trying to tell you you're something else. It's about surrendering into your own alignment of who you are and letting that, like they talk about, at some point on your spiritual path, you stop responding to the vibrations coming at you from outside and you start emitting them. You become the power station that is radiating frequency rather than just dealing with the ones that are coming at you. That's the point that you're at. You're like engaging that power system. And so that's the one purpose, is to come here for your own benefit, to remember who you are through contradiction, through that resistance. And the second thing is that by becoming yourself, bringing more of who you are, the divine sense of who you are, into the physical realm, you are also changing this world. So you came here to heal yourself, you came here to heal the world. Now, that's not really the right way to say that. You came here to remember who you are and to help remember the world, help others remember who they are. And it's not by banging people over the head and, you know, like in the Tao, it's like conquering others requires force. Conquering self requires enlightenment. And if you're just by force trying to change the world, change what other people are doing, then you're not actually changing anything. But when you can change yourself, come from that place of alignment, everything you do is inspired action. You're moving from the heart, you're moving from the inside out. It can be more subtle, it can be, you know, not as obvious as, you know, banging someone over the head, but the changes are longer lasting. They're like ripples on the pond. They spread, they move outward, and they connect rather than separate. And the thing about that spiral dance is that the spiral is one of our oldest sacred symbols that we have. It's literally carved into stone, right? Because the spiral is, everything is in the form of the spiral, the Fibonacci spiral, right? Galaxies, thunderstorms, seashells, flowers, DNA, everything is in that spiral. So it's the spiral that connects us to all things. That's the binding that connects us to all things. But our job here is it's the idea of the orchestra, right? Everyone comes into this life with a different instrument, a different part to play in this orchestra. But when we're moving from our heart, we're watching Creator, we're watching the conductor, we're all watching the same conductor. And so when you move from that inspired place, doing what brings you joy, then you're radiating more joy into the world. And that does more than trying to force people to change. And when you're dancing, when you're playing your part in the orchestra, when you're playing from your heart, paying attention to the conductor, you're automatically in harmony with everyone else. And the more of us that are in harmony, and this is what's happening right now, the more people in harmony, the louder and the more disjointed the people are that aren't paying attention to the conductor, right? They're off key, they're off rhythm, and the only way to help pull them in is through entrainment, by holding our course, by holding our own alignment, playing our part as pure and crystal clear as we can, to inspire others to look at the conductor and see how, I don't know, I'm kind of, that analogy is starting to kind of blah, 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 blah. But you change the world by being yourself. You change the world by following your bliss, like Joseph Campbell says, by what brings you joy. No matter what obstacles, no matter what resistance you find in the world, your job is to bring joy to the world, whatever that looks like, to like when you have those dreams, like if you think about, who can I use an example? Like actors or artists or different people that, like the ones that you really, really admire, like Robin Williams, say, he wanted to entertain people. He wanted it, like, that was the only truth to him. That was his driving force. That was the carrot at the end of the stick that kept him going, right? Nothing got in his way. He was able to, whatever obstacles, whatever challenges came up, he was able to transmute them and turn them into something that helped him go further rather than holding him back, right? Because he had that vision of who he was and what he wanted to bring to the world. And so it's like, allow that vision. That's your drumbeat. You like if you think, Christ, we're going to be here forever tonight. I'm sorry, I'm really long-winded. But like with like when you put like sand or salt or something on a speaker, right? And depending on what sound is coming through, it rearranges itself in the different patterns, right? That's what you're doing when you're finding your own drum beat. You're boom, 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 and you're finding your rhythm, finding your melody. You're rearranging those things into patterns that spread out and continue to entrain others to that pattern. So, does that all make sense, Mel? There is nothing in the world more important than you. There is nothing in the world that can hold you back or change you from being the beautiful, radiant star that you are. And that is our true strength, is our joy and our hope, our ability to vision not what's happening here, but what can happen in the Star Trek. Right? That vision of a world where everyone is supported in what their calling is. Everyone is, everyone is supportive, and you're taught to lead from your heart. You're taught to, you're nurtured and in finding your heart's desire. And by doing that, all the roles are filled. It's like, we work in harmony. There's no need for trade. There's no need for slavery or power struggles or anything else, because we are all power plants in our own rights. Okay? Whew. All right. So, Roulette, you are next. Card number 5. My nose is itching. That means that's like a sign that the spirits are here. All right, roulette. My sister from another mister. Okay. Roulette, you got hummingbird in reverse. This is like so similar to everything I just said with grouse. Hummingbird, like as far as like the beating of the wings, right? Again, hummingbird is its own little power plant, right? They're basically a gyroscope. It's like, like they have automatic inertial dampeners. Like inertia is not. They can go and move. Like when they when they talk about UFOs and how they can turn right angles without slowing down and different things. It's the same principle. It's like hummingbird can go in any direction, and they can, at any point, they can go in any direction, and they can hover, and they're one of the only animals that can fly backwards. So, roulette, similar to the last card, it's like, don't let the world determine who you are. You knew you were an alien. Don't let the world determine to you who you are or how you are in the world. Hummingbird is joy. That is the main message of hummingbird. And so in reverse, it's kind of, well, it reminds me of this old, really bad joke about, why can angels fly? Because they take themselves so lightly, right? Hummingbirds are so tiny and so light. In reverse, it's like you're trying, it's like it can be that sense of trying to carry all this weight, carry all this baggage, and it's weighing you down. Your spirit wants to fly. It's like the hot air balloon, right? You got too many sandbags hanging on. You got to drop the ballast and allow yourself to rise into that joy of who you really are. And I know this is cliched, but if you don't already, this would be a good time for you to do the gratitude journal thing. Like every night before you go to bed, make a list of at least 3 things that you're grateful for, and not in just a surface thing like thank you for my parents, thank you for my husband, thank you for this, but really like write down these things and realize how essential they are for you, how much you love these things. Like gratitude and love are basically the same thing. And so when you realize that you love something, that love that you're feeling originates within you. It's not coming from that object. It's not coming from that person. That is your feeling. That is your love. So when we write down what we're grateful for, we write down what we love, we're bringing it back to ourselves, to why we are lovable. Does that make sense? But what I'm getting at is, in reverse, hummingbird can be that tunnel vision. Like, all you're seeing are the problems. All you're seeing is this narrow band of possibilities. But if you can, when we start to feel grateful, when we start to rise more into that feeling of love and appreciation, that we're raising our frequency and we see all the possibilities that are available to us. Right now it feels like there are possibilities surrounding you. There are so many possibilities and opportunities, but you're just not seeing them right now. Because you're in that kind of survival mode, right? And if you can, like, I've been practicing this, where when I start to get into that survival mode, when I start to feel like tight and that resistance or that anxiety, I picture that as a hot bath, right? And so I'm just I have to just ease my way, let myself, feel that original resistance and just slowly acclimatize to it, slowly lower myself into that water, let my body get used to it until I can relax into it. So, again, follow your bliss. Follow what brings you joy. We tend to think, oh, that's joyful, so that's luxury. That's not part of my real path. I need to do this stuff. I have to move mountains and push things. And it's like, no, go. This is about finding the sweet spots in life. Going toward the light stuff. Going toward the things that bring you joy. Going, again, like I said earlier, going toward those things that you're good at. It's accentuating your strength and your talents. So allow yourself, again, the grace to appreciate everything that is here. You are so welcome, Rilla. I'm glad that helped. That is exactly why I'm here. I am like one of these feathers. I am here to reflect back to you the things that you maybe have forgotten momentarily. Because, again, the feelings you get, the remembrance you get, the reminders you get, they're not coming from me. I'm just like when we started with Emerald, with the Black Panther, it's like, I'm a reflection in your mirror. I'm here to remind you those feelings of, oh yeah, that resonates. Oh yeah, that does feel good. That is from inside of you. That is the sign of alignment that we are seeking, right? All right, card number 6 for Joe. Sorry. Joe, card number 6 is Moose. Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. Again, this is one of the house favorites. Moose is, as I put it, majestic dorkiness. It's accepting every part of you. It's really, it's about self-acceptance, and kind of like to bring it full circle to where we started. To realize that no matter how together some people might look, or how smart some people might be, or whatever, we're all just making it up as we go along. That there is no perfection. The template for perfection is not there. And so this is allowing yourself to play, allowing yourself to be a dork, right? Because everyone has a certain amount of dorkiness to them. And the more you try to cover it up and hide it, the more it's going to break out in the most inopportune times, right? So again, in a way, this is about grace. You trip on your way up to the stage to get the award, right? Like, instead of being embarrassed, oh my God, it's like, I just got these legs yesterday, right? And so this, again, it's like, and it's upright. It's kind of like, again, it's a validation of hitting another milestone. Because dorkiness is relative, right? Dorkiness technically is a judgment, and it's from an outside. Like, if you're dorky, it's because someone else is seeing you through their own perceptions that are not the same. Like, you're not acting or appearing in ways that someone else accepts as the right way. And so again, like with Melanie and the grouse, you're meant to be, here I am, and to focus on your own joy, your own empowerment, your own fulfillment, right? And yeah, like the bull in the china shop, right? You're going to knock things down. You're going to knock things over. You're going to break things up. But that's how we change the world, right? You're going to break up other people's perceptions of how life has to be. You're going to open up possibilities to others of, oh my God, I never even thought of that. I never even realized that that was a possibility, right? And the other thing I want to point out, like is the antlers, right? The crown, the radar on top of the head. It's like, right this moment, I always the monkey mind, human part of me always cringes when I say things like this. But this is what's coming to me, is that right now you are in more alignment than you have ever been in your life. And that doesn't mean you've peaked. That doesn't mean you've hit this point and it's all downhill from there. I'm saying that right now you are more aligned than you have ever been. You are more true and authentic to yourself. It's like your crown is wide open, and the universe is just beaming that divinity, that light, and that love down to you and through you. And, okay, the last thing I'm going to say, because I am really verbose tonight, is the fact that moose is technically a deer, right? And deer are graceful. Deer are elusive. Moose is just as nimble as any deer. They, just like you're looking at a white-tailed deer in the woods and all of a sudden it disappears. Like it's not just even running away. It just vanishes, right? Even though they're big and bulky and dorky looking, they have that same ability to just like disappear. So it's like, you don't have to be you don't have to be like Bruce Banner, like that exposed nerve, always vulnerable, always exposed. Like, okay, I have to be dorky, and I have to, you know. It's like yes, you are meant to be seen, but you are also, you don't, it's not, how do I put this? It's at your own will of when to be seen. Is that making sense? You don't have to be on the soapbox. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, because I'm sitting here going, I don't know if this is hitting home. And Roulette's like, you guys are dying laughing because it's so spot on, more than I could possibly know. So you know what I'm talking about then. It's like, if you want to be seen, you can be seen. If you want to disappear into the background, you can disappear into the background. Your job is not to change the world by plowing through things. Be that mystical moose god that appears out of the mists in the woods and then disappears back into the mists. Yeah, so the universe says, good job. Oh, wow, that's different. Got a little bubble with a thumbs up. I didn't know it did that. Anyway, whew, God. All right, so that is our 6 cards for tonight. I am going to shuffle and pull one more for the community. For everyone gets one more card, whether you got a personal card tonight or not. And while I am shuffling, I'm going to remind you that if you got something tonight, if you enjoy and want to support my work, support your friendly neighborhood shaman. I do have my PayPal and Venmo information pinned to the top of the comments, a little tip jar. And I deeply appreciate anything that you wish to give me to reciprocate. That's the beauty of this job, is that it's reciprocal. I support you and you support me. It's beautiful. What else? And when we're done here, I will share this video to my Facebook page, as well as uploading it to my YouTube channel, Perching Studios YouTube channel, where you can watch it as many times as you want. You can watch over 4 years worth of these videos. Right, I was getting to that. Thank you, Valerie. So check out my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to that. Like my videos. And then this coming Thursday, I'm going to do another Shamanathon. Shamathon. Shamanathon. Shamanathon. And what that is, I'm doing it in the evening, Thursday 6 to 8, and if you would, it's a time, if you would like a 3-card reading, instead of doing just the 1 card, I do 3 card readings for people, and you can donate the same Venmo or PayPal, any amount you want to give. Any amount gets you a 3-card reading, so you can give $1, you can give $100 or whatever you want to give. You get a reading. Actually, technically, you can get a reading, a healing, or a teaching. So most of the time, people just get the card readings, right? But you can also get a healing, like I would do like a 5-minute or so shamanic Reiki for you. I can't get too specific, being the general nature of the video and such. But I will do some shamanic Reiki for you. So I do readings, healings, and teachings. So the last, if you want a teaching, I will answer any question you have about shamanism, about spirituality. If you have a question about spirit guides or how things work or whatever, I will answer that question. So you got a choice of those 3 things. And so watch me Thursday night right here on my Facebook Live. And I will do a reading, healing, teaching for anyone that donates. Thank you in advance for your kindness and generosity. Been kind of out of commission for a few weeks between oral surgery and actually having COVID, so I haven't been able to work as much this month. So I am manifesting my rent and everything else. So thank you for your help in all of that. What else? Anything else? I've been talking long enough, so let's just pull another card. Oh, and if you would like a reading, if you enjoy these readings, and you would like a personal reading, a full reading, focused on you, you can do so by my website, perchingwolfstudios.net. And you can sign up right from my website for a session, like half-hour or hour session with me, getting a full reading. And you can also peruse the healings and the teachings I do as well. So you can come in for a healing, soul retrieval, etc. So anyway, I think that is it. So let me pull one more card. Hi, Kit Kat. All right, so our last card is Boar in reverse. Boar tends to be about conflict. This is, when I was talking to Melanie, I think, about the contradiction and the resistance and everything, that's this. Your fears are not real. This is like the boogeyman. This is like all those fears that hold us back, right? This is initiation. This is facing our inner demons, facing our fears, even if we're still quaking in our boots. It's just whatever you can face, you can handle. And so it's like the concept of the paper tiger is coming up again, about how our fears really are just paper tigers. They look real. They have teeth. They have claws. They snarl. They roar. They look like they're going to eat us, but they're only made out of paper. They're not, there's no substance to them. And so this is about being able to see through the illusion that you are powerless, the illusion of despair, the illusion of hopelessness, to know that you are greater than anything you can fear, that you are eternal, and nothing of this world, nothing of this temporal world can destroy you. Hi, Missy, what's up? Come on, say hi to the people. So, and like, I think it was Pima Children that said, whatever is coming up is the path. Nothing happens by accident. If it's coming up, it's your path. It's the next step. It's whatever you need to face. And if you're facing it, it's there again. As scary as it might seem, it's there to remind you of your eternal nature, of your divine nature, your creative nature, that things are not as solid as they seem, and that day does follow night, and that there is hope. Okay? So, that's our time for tonight. Thank you again so much for sticking with me. Thank you for spending your time. I know I get a little verbose, and I hope you, again, please share the video. Down in front. Hi, Kira. Say hi. So, invite your friends. I hope to see you next week. Remember, Wednesday night is Sacred Pipe Ceremony. If you want to take part in the Sacred Pipe Ceremony, or, well, not take part, but watch. You can take part, like, introverts unite in your own home. I do the Sacred Pipe video on Wednesday nights at 7 right here. And I hope to see you again soon. And until I do, know that I love you, that I see you, and that I honor you. So have a wonderful week, everyone. Go shining. All right. Bye. Bye, Kira.